The following program is presented by Hamin Media Group. Find us at hackerhamin.podbean.com and on iTunes at Hacker Hamin.
سبحان فالق الإصباح.
This is the Hamin Media Newsroom. I'm your host, Matt Schaffer. Follow me on Twitter at Matthew_Schaffer and on Instagram at Matthew Schaffer. We begin with WWE news, starting out with Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns' promo addressing Brock Lesnar this past Monday after the fallout of the WWE Greatest Royal Rumble Universal Heavyweight Championship match that was inside of a steel cage, as you recall. That video received 3.4 million views on YouTube itself, which was actually 1 million more than WWE's second video, which received 2.4 million views, and that actually featured Roman Reigns in that as well. Moving on to Hulk Hogan news, the very latest reports indicate that Hulk Hogan and WWE are close to resuming business together. Hulk Hogan appeared on Howard Eskin's show WIP Radio in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania last week, and after he left the show, Howard noted to TMZ and PWAinsider.com that he is close to signing a deal with WWE once again. This comes, of course, off the heels of PWI Insiders and TMZ's report that indicated that Hogan was close to signing a deal with WWE. WWE did issue a statement stating that they applauded Hogan's efforts recently with the Boys and Girls Club Hall of Fame induction and applauded the fact that he turned a negative into a positive. However, there is no deal yet in place. And now, some more WWE Greatest Royal Rumble fallout news. Jim Ross recently noted on his podcast, The Ross Report, that he had to be escorted with armed guards to his table. And Ross went on to say that during the show, Ross revealed that he and other Greatest Royal Rumble announcers were first taken through metal detectors upon entry into the Kingdom Abdullah Sports City Stadium en route to the broadcast position. He went on to say that he was escorted by men with machine guns to the actual broadcast table, and his experience, JR described, was very interesting. Ross also went on to discuss the halftime show the announced team did and noted it was done because, of course, the prayer break, which was mandated during the show. And Ross noted that people in Saudi Arabia pray 5 times a day, and one of the prayer times fell during the Greatest Royal Rumble broadcast. Very, very interesting indeed. Now for some WWE NXT news, and it's not good. NXT superstar Tino Sabatelli unfortunately tore his pectoral muscle. Now, this was reported by FOWOnline.com that he recently underwent surgery, and he will be out anywhere from 6 to 9 months. This comes off the heels of his split with former tag team partner Riddick Moss, and he was set for a singles push. Now for some Hollywood news. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Avengers Infinity War, featuring former WWE superstar Batista, is set to gross over $1 billion. Now, it was set to happen either last night, that being Saturday, or either tonight, Sunday. And also, in its second opening weekend, is projected to gross $120 million, faster than any other movie ever come out of all time. Dave Bautista, I would say, is set. And now, for a Neville update. Has he left the country? Bodyslam.net's managing editor, Brad Shepard, indicates yes, he has. According to the source, Neville quietly said goodbye to the friends in the United States and moved back to the UK a while ago. He allegedly tried to keep this move under the radar. A second source indicated to Shepard that they haven't heard his name mentioned internally in WWE in ages. Neville, who walked out of WWE in October of 2017 after expressing unhappiness, is still currently under a WWE contract. And if you'd like more WWE news, you can head on over to hackerhamin.podbean.com and listen to the last Wednesday's edition with Billy Ray Valentine, Steve King, and the Andrew Bello breaking down Monday Night Raw and Tuesday Night SmackDown Live. Let's move on to Impact Wrestling news. And unfortunately, just as we reported last week and just as we reported the week before, Impact Wrestling sees a dip in viewership once again. Impact Wrestling saw a dip in viewership that featured a main event with Rosemary vs. Su Yung and it drew an estimated 299,000 viewers, down from last week's 308,000. That's the 4th consecutive week numbers have dropped. Ouch. What's interesting to note, though, is Chairshot.com did an evaluation from this last week's YouTube viewership for Impact Wrestling. Now, in that same sense, Rosemary vs. Su Young garnered 231,000 views on YouTube. Eli Drake vs. Pentagon Jr. for the Impact World Championship saw 70,000 views. And Taya Valkyrie vs. Kiera Hogan saw 38,000 views, as well as the rest, as you can see there. And if you like more Impact Wrestling news, you can listen to last Friday's edition of the Impact Attack with Big Ray and Ya Allah bin Hamin. And in a crossover type of news, former Impact Wrestling champion and current superstar Austin Aries is set to take on the last real man, Silas Young, next Sunday at Ring of Honor's War of the Worlds. And now wrapping up the news for the week, All In news. The first being here, Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, tweeted out here the floor plan seating chart here for the Sears Center. And as you can see, the prices are quite affordable here. I think that they shouldn't have any issues selling out the 10,000 seat venue. And it'll be interesting to see if after the venue is sold out, will there be any pay-per-view or over the internet type of pay-per access for the event if you're unable to attend in Chicago. Speaking of Chicago, you can also visit the StarCast event where our own Hamin Media's Michael Jargo and Rick Vickery, who also host Hitting the Marks podcast, will be there. That's right, Hamin Media will be present at StarCast and will be present at All In. But you know who else needs to be present? And that is our great fearless leader, bin Hamin. And if you have not done so, sign the petition in the comment section below to see bin Hamin take on Super Cop Dick Justice. And finally, in All In news itself, the Young Bucks also had their Funko Pops leaked. Now, Pop Curated tweaked out here the New Japan Pro Wrestling Bullet Line Club. This is the first set, series 1 of 2. And this is Cody Rhodes, Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks. Now, those are set to come out sometime either in June or July, as well as shortly after that, a month later, the Hot Topic exclusive Young Bucks will be available, and one could assume the second wave of Funko Pops itself.
Now, before we go, WWE Backlash happened Sunday night, so I went back in here and I edited the video and added in the WWE Backlash results. Some notes and news here. Shinsuke Nakamura did not defeat AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. The match itself went to a no contest, and AJ Styles is still your champion. Roman Reigns was successful over Samoa Joe. Nia Jax and Carmelo both walked out of Backlash with their championships. And we also saw Jeff Hardy beat Randy Orton and Seth Rollins defeat The Miz. Daniel Bryan was victorious over Big Cass. And we saw Bobby Braun, that being Bobby Lashley, and Braun Strowman defeat Team Cammy. And if you like more WWE Backlash news, don't forget to check out today's edition of The Locker Room with Rick Vickery and Michael Jargo.
Well, infidels, that's all the time we have for you today. Don't forget to check out twitch.tv/The Conspiracy Horseman each and every Wednesday night live on Twitch at 6:15 p.m. Eastern Time, as well as every Friday morning on hackerhamin.podbean.com and on Vince Russo's The Brand each and every week. You can also sign up for the Brand Network and get bin Hamin and Stevie Richards Breakdown with Vince Russo and Jeff Lane every Wednesday morning on the Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live review. Don't forget to check out hackerhamin.podbean.com for Andrew Bellows' Next Level, as well as the Infinite Fringe and Crow 777. And if you didn't think I covered enough news this week, the return of OK Fave's Epic Hour of Wrestling, up right now on hackerhamin.podbean.com. That's all the time I've got for you now. You're all infidels. Ha 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 ha.